What is up, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. Did you guys miss me? Because I missed y'all. I am back from vacation and I am ready to get into these reviews, honey. I finally have a show that I'm like hyped up about, and I hope y'all can hear me. Because if you can hear my air conditioner in the back, honey, it's hot. I'm not turning it off, so I hope you can hear me. But I am here for BET's version of Making the Band, aka the Encore. And this is episode 1, so let's get into it, honey.
I do not owe you conversation. Let's also get that clear. We don't want to hear from you. Go. She said, well, I changed my mind. And she has that right.
So we are first introduced to the ladies, and the first two ladies to arrive are Fallon and Felicia from Cherish. And if you don't know Cherish, they have hit songs like "Do It to It," "Amnesia." What is the other song? Amnesia, Unappreciated, named after their album. And it's another song. It's not like a popular song, but it's a great song that people have sung over the years, but I forgot what it's called. So they're well known, and they are the two twins. And the group, they were all sisters, but it was like those two were twins, and then the other two sisters, and people thought they were like two sets of twins, but it wasn't. Anyway, so the next person is Pam from Total. And if you're a little younger, Total was a 90s bad boy group with Diddy. The next person is Nivea. Nivea has never been a part of a group. She's always been a solo artist. And if you don't know her, she has Don't Mess With My Man, Parking Lot, Complicated. She has a few hit songs. And if you're kind of messy, then you also know her as being married / the baby mama to The Dream as well as Lil Wayne. They never got married, but she said they were engaged twice. The next person to show up was Shamari from Black. And if you don't know Black, they got Boom Like an 808. Who's that? JC's Thug Appeal, and he ain't a thug. Then you have Aubrey from Danity Kane, and she is just the walking poster of what's wrong with getting plastic surgery done incorrectly. Because few people have done it the right way, excuse me, but she is what you should not do to yourself. And then we have Lamisha and Irish from 702. And 702, where my girls at? From the front to back, well, is you feeling that? I put on one hand up, can you repeat that? Where my girl? Like, that used to be my song. I love 702. Like, I loved all of these groups, And then the last person to show up is Keely from, I was going to say 702, from 3LW. And she tells the ladies that she's not here to be part of the group. She's here to be a creative director, and automatically that causes tension. Because it's like, the ladies were all introducing themselves and like hugging each other and like, oh, I know you, I loved you, I grew up to you. And then it's just like, so what are you looking for here? Or because when they see that it's 9 of them, they're like, wait a minute, how is this gonna work? And Keely is like, well, technically I'm not a part of the group, I'm just here to be a creative director. And Fallon and Felicia automatically have a problem with this. They like, you're not gonna tell me what to do. Because while they're doing their confessionals, they're saying, they've had success recently behind the scenes. Like, they're not in front of the camera, they're behind it. They've written for Justin Bieber, for Chris Brown. And I think it was Fallon. Fallon recently had success with the Easy record with Danny Lay and Chris Brown. And she's real excited about a record that she has coming up with Justin Bieber. So she's like, I'm cool. I don't really need this, whatever. And you're not going to tell me what to do. And it's just like, why do you have such a problem with her being a creative director? It really didn't make sense how it upset her or upset both of them so easily, as well as Shamari. Like, Shamari, I don't think she said it to her face, but in her confessional, she was like, no, you're not. And it's just like, why couldn't she be? Like, just for the sake of the conversation, why couldn't she be? Why did that set them off so easily? But these ladies have also been drinking, so, you know, some people, it just don't click together that well. And so, which results in, because Lamisha from 702, she tells it seems like the twins were ganging up on Keely and like talking down to her, and she was like, you know, y'all really shouldn't do that. Like, what y'all getting so mad for? And I think it, once again, it was Fallon, and she said something. She was like, and who are you? And Lamisha stood up and said, I'm Misha. What you gonna do about it? And of course she backed down immediately, like, you know, what you getting all defensive for? Because it's like, you asking me who I am, I'm telling you who I am, what's up? Because you got an attitude. And Lamisha looked like she ain't too much for the talking. She ready to just throw hands automatically. And then, aside from Keely saying that she's the creative director, they feel like they're the youngest. They were looking for people under 40, not over 40. So it's just like, they know who these women are, but they feel like they're too young to hang out with them. And it's just like, but y'all in y'all 30s, like, y'all not that separated from each other for you to feel like, what did she call them? The geriatrics. Like, she really called them old, and just making it seem like, she did say that. She was like, you know, we like Meg the Stallion and their Gladys Knight and the Pips. And it's just like, later on down the line, she does have a point, but in the moment that she said, it's just like, sis, no. So, and that leads to them walking out saying like, oh, we're not doing this, we don't have to put up with this. And the sister who wrote for Chris Brown and all that stuff, I think she said she was a billionaire. I think I heard a B, but she's really just like a millionaire. And everybody else is like, what does that have to do with the conversation if we're all here to try to form this group together? You being a millionaire, okay, you a millionaire, so what are you doing here? Bye, you can leave. And so they walk out, but then while they're talking, she asks her sister, she's like, so what do you want to do? And she's like, you know, I don't want to walk away from this, so let's just sleep it off and see how it goes. So the next morning, they're outside by themselves, like working on music or whatever, and Pam comes out to pray with them, because she's like, you know, let's just pray and basically do a restart, because Pam is on a spiritual journey now. Like, she used to be an alcoholic, and it was like some rough times for her, but she said God spoke to her and said, you know, if you don't change your life, you're gonna die. So now she is very much salt and pepper, and she is spiritual, and she is one with God, and you know, she just wants peace and harmony between everybody. And so after that, Sita from Sita's World pops up on the television like, hello, hello, hello. So they all rush in to see her. And if you don't know Sita's from Sita's World, I'm sorry, you so young, baby. It was a moment in time that was so oof. I guess this is bringing them back, because I was gonna say they need to bring that back, but no, let that stay where that was at. But I love Sita, and she, you know, just telling them what's gonna happen with their time there, and they have 30 days, a month, to create an album and like practice for a performance, because at the end of the month they are going to have a huge performance. So they have to work it out to where all 9 of them can all work together as one big group. Excuse me, y'all, take a sip of my drink. Ain't my cup so cute? I think I've showcased it before, but it's Mickey and Minnie. And my little drink, it's Hennessy with peach Red Bull and the peach, I forgot the lemonade, but that Southern Peach Lemonade and peach rings. And if you're on TikTok, I think his name is Bad Bitch Academy. I got it from him. He made it, and it's so good. So anyway, after it's over and Sita says her, if you hear that creaking, that's my chair, I'm sorry. After it's over, Sita, you know, logs off or whatever. The twins attempt to apologize and basically like start over, but Keely is giving them the side eye, and so is Iris. She like, you know, what they did last night, it shows that they're very immature, and I'm just not rocking with them. And I should have said this in the beginning, but they all swore up and down like they want to prove that girl groups can get along. And it's just like, y'all arguing and bickering on the first night, y'all showing exactly why girl groups can't stay together, even when it's only 3 and 4 of them, and it's 9 of you bitches. So it's just like, of course this ain't gonna work. So y'all, it's doomed from the start. It's just like y'all are already showing, sadly, that women can't get along, which I hate to be the case because it shouldn't be that way. But that's what it's seeming like. Like women can't get along together. So anyway, after that, which I wanted to mention, because it's like while they were saying, like, trying to apologize in Keely's confessional, she's like, you know, I don't want to work with them. Nobody likes working with the asshole. And I was like, Keely, is that you talking? Did you say nobody likes working with an asshole? Like, you said that. Like, sis, we know your backstory. What do you mean? Even with you not throwing chicken on our homegirl from Power, you were also rude to the kids on Disney. You been the asshole. So what you mean you don't like working with assholes? But anyway, so then the ladies are working with a very known vocal coach, and everybody's going around like singing some type of song just to show her what she's working with, and you know, like everybody's voices, and everything is going great. I knew it was gonna be some bullshit because it's just like, who started off? Keely started off. She sounded good, a little raspy, but it sounded good. Then it was Nivea, completely just that note that she had. I was like, Niv, you didn't have to show out on the girls like that. So it's just like everybody going around, and once again in the confessional, everybody is getting their props. Like, oh, she sounds good. She sounds amazing. I would love to work with her. She is showing why she deserves to be in this house. And then we get down to the members of 702, and tragedy. It's tragic. It's like Lamisha, she didn't sound too bad, but it's just like when you heard everybody else and then it gets down to those two, and then Irish sounded bad. Like you could tell she had practice and she hasn't sung in a long time. So it's just like they set them up for failure, and I ain't like that. I didn't appreciate it. And then next after that, we have 2 men, I think they're both producers, show up to the house as well. Well, Cosign is a producer, and then you have Elijah, and I think he's a producer and he is a singer. Because like if you remember Rick Ross performing in like that warehouse, the nigga that was singing behind him doing the utmost that whole time, that's him, if you know what I'm talking about. But that performance, it was just like, sir, you are doing the most. But anyway, they asked them, you know, while they're in the studio, so it's just like, let's go around the room and talk about the vision that you ladies have for this album and what y'all want to do. And automatically we have Pam, Irish, and Lamisha speaking up, saying that they don't want to do anything sexy, raunchy, like twerk. They not for that. Of course, it's because they're older, but Pam is also a woman of God now, and Irish and Lamisha say they're married women, so they can't do that. And Shamari is like, I'm married, and the lyrics, you know, depending on what type of lyrics they are, they could be from my husband. Like, yeah, I'm married, but I still want to be sexy and show off this body, honey. So being married ain't got nothing to do with it. Just say you can't do it and don't do it, because that's really what it is. Like, and this is me being a big girl, but it just seems like they haven't done anything in that time. So it's just like they not trying to get back out there and like try to twerk and, you know, do body rolls and all that type of stuff. And it's just like, no, don't say it's because you're married, because there's plenty of married people that can still be sexy. Because Lamisha said something about she got to put on a good example for her daughter, so her daughter don't grow up thinking her mom is a hoe. And it's like, girl, really? These are your views? Like, they should have kept you where you was at, sis. And then the next thing is their choreographer, who is, I think her name is Aaliyah. She's on YouTube as the lady who does like all the dances in the high heels, the black one. I think that narrows it down, because there's a few people that do it. But I wasn't looking up at the TV. I think like if they showed her name, I didn't see it, but I know her face. So it's just like, yeah, they're doing the choreography, and once again the older ladies aren't up to par. They not catching on as quickly, they not doing the dances correctly, like it really don't look good while they doing it. So it's just like here we go. So that leads to Aubrey and the twins talking and saying that they should break off into two separate groups because it appears that they want two different things. So it's basically like having the younger girls over here and then having the older women over here wanting to do their own thing. And so Keely asked her, she was like, so who would that be? Like, who are you trying to work with? And so Aubrey says that she wants to work with the two twins, and of course they're for that because, like I said, one of the twins made a mention about being Megan Thee Stallion while the other women are Gladys Knight and the Pips. And so of course everybody speaks up. They're like, that's not what we're here for. We're supposed to be one big group, and I'm not okay with this, but if that's what y'all trying to do, I guess, because I'm just here to be here. And that's what Pam said. She's like, God told me to come here, so since I'm here, I'm gonna do whatever. So if that's what y'all trying to do, I guess that's fine. And so they all break apart, and while they're outside, Keely says, Aubrey is trying to divide everybody, and that's not a good thing. It's like it's supposed to be one big group, not you trying to divide and conquer these women. And she's saying that the twins are what is it, like she can easily manipulate them to do what she wants, and it seems like they're going for it. And so we get back, like the ladies are all just hanging out, and we find out that Irish had a twin sister as well, who was also a part of 702 at some point, but obviously she left the group because as popular as they were, it was only the three of them. But her sister died when they were 27 due to cancer. And with her telling the story, of course, Fallon and Felicia being twins and hearing her talk and she broke down, they start to cry, and that like brings them closer together in that moment. And of course here comes Pam, like, see, that's what God wanted for y'all. He ain't trying to have y'all separated and going at each other. This is what God intended. It's like, Pam, you not finna do this the whole season, sis. Don't nobody want to hear that. I mean, somebody do, but I don't. Because it's just like, this is a singing competition. Y'all supposed to be creating dance moves. This ain't really the time for that. Like, no shade, nothing against you, but this just ain't the time. And so after that, then Fallon comes over with her glass of champagne, telling Aubrey, while we was outside, Keely said you was trying to divide and conquer everybody. So of course, Aubrey with her puffed up ass lips and plumped up face, like, girl, why did you do that to yourself? You look a whole fucking fool. She just looks a mess, and her like look of, what is it, astonishment or whatever, it's just like, can you move? Like, does your face like do it move? Like, can you do this? Is there motion in your face? Every time I look at her, it's like, my face, it don't move. Like, anyway. And so, but before that, it was a cute little moment of Keely. They're in the studio, her and a few of the other girls, and she makes fun of herself. She goes up to the mic and she says, I'm getting a little tired of you, but pumping this. And she just looks straight into the camera and smiles. And I thought that was funny because it's just like every time somebody talks about her, they bring that up. The fact that she had a list when she was younger. So her poking fun at herself, it was funny. So then we get back to Aubrey just making it seem like she shouldn't be talking about me like that, and next time I see her, I'm gonna say something. And you can hear, I guess, like them coming closer, and she's like, so I guess it's gonna be now. So when Keely walks into the kitchen, she's like, did you say da-da-da? And Keely is like, but that's exactly what you're doing, so yeah. So she's like, don't talk behind my back, and don't say words like divide because you're making me seem away. But it's like, that's exactly what you're doing though. So you trying to feel away and be offended, but that's exactly what you did though. Y'all are there to be one big group. But girl, we already know how you do because we saw you on television already. We know how you get down on multiple occasions. So you trying to act like you're offended, and once again, y'all trying to say that y'all want to show that girl groups can actually get along together. First episode, y'all not doing a very good job. But anyway, I'm invested, honey. I enjoyed it. I'm here for this mess, and I will be tuned in every week. And I hope y'all come back to my reviews. Peace and blessings, my beautiful people. Mwah.